So, the Switch 2 has been out for a day now. It's that one. That's the Switch 2. And everyone's wondering, was it worth it? Today, I'm going to tell you if you have not already purchased the Switch 2, or if you already have, if the purchase is worth it. If I say the answer you are looking for today, then you gotta subscribe, because you're welcome. Alright, I did it for you. Alright, to begin with, the short answer is yes. You can just throw this away. Get that out of here. Just keep the Switch 2. I'm going to tell you why I think the short answer is yes. The Switch 2 is most likely worth it for you. I'm not a Nintendo shill. As much as I'd like to defend Nintendo for all their great ideas, like not adding 200cc to Mario Kart World, or boss fight missions, or more than 35 tracks, trust me, I'd love to defend Nintendo for that. But I'll try my best to remain unbiased and let you know the pros and cons of buying a Switch 2. Look, as a casual, the specs of the new Switch was not what did it for me. I do not really care the Switch 2 is bigger, or the performance is a little bit better, or the resolution, or load times, or any of the actual hardware updates. To me, those are small wins, but I think they should always be expected with a new console. It's been 8 years since the Switch came out, so if my games didn't look better or run smoother, then I would feel like I'm getting scammed for purchasing the Switch 2. So for me, the reason I bought a Switch 2 is for the new games. I think that's the best part that comes with the Switch 2, is new games. Mario Kart World looked very fun and interesting when I first saw the trailer. So does the new Donkey Kong, and even Metroid Prime 4. I've never even played a Metroid game, and it looks so good. And before you go running to the comments to yell at me because, Metroid Prime 4 is coming out on the Switch 1 too, so I'll save your breath now. You don't have to do that. I know that. Metroid looks great. I can't wait for it to come out. And honestly, I know this might not be a popular opinion, but I am actually pretty excited to try using the Switch 2's Joy-Cons as mouse controllers to aim my big old gun and shoot some goobers out of the sky. I'm really sorry, Metroid fans. I have no idea about anything from the game, so I think I'll just call the enemies goobers, alright? I hope that's alright with you guys, these little goobers. So with all these games releasing and the promise of more to come is really what sold me on the Switch 2. I do not think it was a pointless console release. These games genuinely look heavier and meatier. Everything is becoming open world nowadays with 4K RTX graphics. Look how good Wario's ass looks like with these new graphics. You couldn't get that on the regular Switch. Never mind. Wario's ass always looks good, alright? So that's not a fair analogy or fair comparison. It's just facts. But that's besides the point. These heftier games call for a heftier console. That makes sense to me. And it's not like Nintendo is releasing a console every year like it's the iPhone. It's been 8 years since a console. I can understand the necessity of a new one. Do you know how much games have developed and improved in the last 8 years? Not really that much. We've come to a creative standstill with games like Battle Royales, friend swap games, and microtransactions. But at least Elden Ring was cool, right? The main reason I bought a Switch 2 is for content. I want to milk the shit out of these Nintendo games. Okay, but seriously, I bought a Switch 2 because I wanted to play the new Mario Kart World. And I know from now on, besides select games, I'm looking at you, Metroid Prime 4, Nintendo's new releases are only coming to the Switch 2. And I know I'm going to want to play them. That is why I got a Switch 2, to be able to keep playing the games Nintendo is releasing, and that is why I think it's worth it. If that is not a reason you would want to get the Switch 2, then I'm not sure you should get it. You know the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That definitely applies to the original Switch, especially because it comes with less staples in it than the Switch 2 does, apparently. The Switch is a great console. It doesn't need to be replaced. And there is still barely any games on the Switch 2 to even make the purchase worth it yet. So I can understand not wanting to get the Switch 2 yet, or even, I guess I can see being a hater, but I don't think, why do we always have to hate on things, guys? Why do we always have to hate, huh? There's enough hate out there in the world. Let's start loving Wario's ass all together now, guys. It's so good. Please, the graphics. Please, Nintendo, thank you. Thank you. Speaking about money, everyone really showed Nintendo they wanted the price of the Switch 2 lowered when they all gathered in 4-hour lines and sold the Switch out in most stores. You really showed Nintendo, guys. We really did it. We did it. I shouldn't say you. We both did it. $450 is a lot of money, I cannot lie, and I'm not going to defend the Switch 2 is worth that much. Well, at least I won't defend it too hard. I think why $450 makes sense to me is because the original Switch is worth $300, so it's just $150 more if you do the quick maths. And I know Nintendo is one of the most consistent game companies with their games. They have a killer lineup of IP. When was the last Mario game you can remember that was a flop? Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope? And that shit was made by Ubisoft, so no wonder it flopped. Ubisoft has the cheese touch when it comes to video games. But I do think it's pretty outrageous. Nintendo is selling games $80 a pop. Like, they better add the smell-o-vision and let me sniff the whole Mario gang's armpits immediately if they think their games are worth $80. Because I just know they're gonna also sell DLC and shit on top of these $80 games. Even though I'll play their games for countless hours to make the games actually worth $80 anyways. How dare Nintendo tie me down and humiliate me by making me watch them take advantage of my wallet even though I consented to it. I told them they could do it, but how dare they? How dare they, man? I mean, the only big game released so far is Mario Kart World, and it's been a great game so far. But I'm not really sure if it's worth $80. Not yet, at least. Give me more time on that. I might make a separate video on Mario Kart World and compare it to its older brother, 8 Deluxe. So if you're still watching the video at this point and you've kind of lost the plot, then let's be honest with ourselves. Were we even watching for the plot to begin with, fellas? To summarize, yes, I think the Switch 2 is worth it because Nintendo is only going to make games for the new console anyways, so if you want to play those games, I'm sure you'll get the satisfaction in the long run of buying one of these consoles. Besides, you can sell your older Switch to help pay for the new one. I wouldn't say the higher specs and performance should really be the reason you get a Switch 2, because it does look great, but so does the regular Switch. Is the slight increase in quality worth $150 more to you? It might be, but it's not worth it for me. So I hope I could be of help with my endless rambling and babbling I've done for you today. Hope you can take away something from this video, even if it's the realization Ubisoft helped develop Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Subscribe if you've made it this far, because let's be honest, you have to like me a little bit if you've made it all the way to the end of the video. See you in the next one. I'm off to go look at Wario's scrumptious ass. Bye bye.